What's up? So we got Arrow Season 1, Episode 13, The Betrayal. So this episode starts off at Iron Heights where we see this guy named Cyrus Vance break out of jail with his girlfriend or wife. I'm gonna say girlfriend. And they meet a guy named Frank, I think I'm just gonna call him that because I forgot the name of that. So they kill the guy and obviously go. So Diggle is questioning all over about everything, about how his mom was probably involved with Walter's kidnapping, but always being a little hard-headed, saying, Diggle, you're wrong. And Oliver's like, when someone goes missing and then someone tries holding secrets, he usually questions the person that's missing or dead, not the person who's keeping the secret. Detective Diggle is on the case. Yeah, this is where Detective Diggle is born, everybody. My favorite character becomes a Detective Diggle. And because he starts investigating Oliver's mom, even though Oliver is like, bro, leave it alone. She has nothing to do with this. And Oliver's like, and Oliver's like, dude. Diggle's like, dude, if this was any normal bad guy right now, you'd be hooded up and totally ready to have an outside chat. But Oliver's like, also Diggle, this is his mom, and he knows her. Well, we obviously know he does not know his mom that well because she's kind of a terrible person. So Oliver confronts her about it by making it think that Walter gave him the list, not that he just found it from Felicity, and she burns it. She says that this is all the people that Walter kept owning money from. So she burns it, saying it'd be best for people to just mind their own business. So Oliver buys this in full and goes back thinking, his mom's not bad of a person. So Diggle decides to go and spy on her. So while that's happening, remember at the end of episode 12 where Thea now works at CNRI with Laurel, and we meet Anastasia, a character who will probably never show up in the show again, and is only in this show for this one episode. So she's kind of a background character. So, yeah. And they need Thea here while Joanne is gone after episode 10. And so Thea learns that Laurel learns that Cyrus Vance is prison, so she called Hood. But Quentin's tech friend is like, hey Quentin, the bug that he put in the speaker on the phone is lit up, meaning that she's gonna go talk to the Hood. And so he decides to say, hey, all you guys with guns, don't hurt his daughter, but other than that, do what you need to do to take the Hood down. So Oliver's like, I hear something, and she's like, what? And he's like, so we're not alone. And then he pretends to hold Laurel at arrow point, and Laurel's kind of mad at Quentin that saying, hey, you had people with guns pointing guns at her face. And Quentin's like, hold up, I told you not to go to that guy and you did it anyway. So she's like, yeah, you're too blinded by for your drinking and her mom leaving and Sarah dying, that everything has just come, you're just blinded by your hate for the arrow. So he's like, hey, give back the phone. She gives it back, and so Oliver tries to go to Cyrus Vance's place. They mention some Frank Bertinelli stuff, but Oliver just after after not being able to after beating the guys, Oliver just, and sees that he can't get in the house, not, he doesn't try to get it, Oliver just sees, like, crap this, and just goes, like, come on, Oliver. And Cyrus Vance discovers Oliver's voice recording arrow, yeah. So Vance's girlfriend is like, hey, she knows someone in the district attorney's office. And he's like, hey, yeah, we know a way to get to the hood. Kidnap Laurel. So they kidnap Laurel. Laurel's able to hold her own against a couple of Cyrus Vance's minions, but then Cyrus Finch comes in with a taser and she gets knocked unconscious. So Tommy, after finding out that Laurel was talking with the Hood, instead of giving this back to the Hood, he gives it to Quentin because he discovers Quentin, Cyrus Finch used Oliver's voice recording arrow, put it in Laurel's apartment, and it was like, hey, if you don't give back the Hood, if you don't give me the Hood, Laurel's gonna die. So instead of giving it back to the Hood or finding out what the Hood is, he gives it to Quentin, and Quentin's like, how did Vance know about the Hood? Laurel's connection with the Hood. How do you know about Laurel? And he just starts looking around saying, oh, there must have been someone in the police department, because someone in the police department would only know about this investigation. So he teams up with Oliver. So Oliver reveals. So back with Oliver. Actually, let's talk about the island stuff, because I'm going to talk about the island stuff because it's important for next episode. So after Yao Fei pushed Oliver, he goes to a plane where he meets Slade Wilson. Yeah, Slade is finally in this show, and Alfred's like, hey, Yao Fei sent him, and he's like, hey, he starts training Oliver how to fight. But when he opens up his mask, Oliver discovers the Deathstroke mask, and he's like, Slade, you tortured him. But he's like, nah, bruh, I did not do that. It was my partner. He and his partner were Australian AISS, Australian International Intelligence or something. And he's like, hey, Fire told me that guy was a prisoner on the island. And Slade's like, dude, you really believe Fires of all people? So, yeah. So after that, in present day, Diggle reveals that he's like, hey, Oliver, I'm spying on your mom. Nothing you can do about it. And he's like, hey, you don't know she was involved, Diggle, and this. So Oliver gets a call from Quentin. He's like, hey, Laurel's in trouble. Diggle continues to follow Quentin. What happened to the guy who continues to follow Moira? What happened to the guy that Moira originally tried Moira? Did Diggle do something to him? I don't know. We'll never find out that out. So Diggle discovers that Moira is talking with Malcolm. He doesn't discover she's talking with Malcolm Merlin, but he does discover that she had the yacht sabotaged. Oliver obviously tells Diggle, and Diggle. Wait, no. Let's talk about the other thing. So Oliver goes to fight Vance. He does it. Quentin almost tries to kill Vance, but Oliver's like, bro, he's the vigilante, and he's a cop. But he's like, just because he's a cop doesn't mean he can't give him the right justice. And punches him out. Boom. So then Oliver's like, so Oliver realizes that the yacht was sabotage. He thinks it over, and he's like, wow, she must have had really something. So he's like, hey, where are you going? He has to talk to his mom, and he busts in all badass, like, saying, Moira Queen, you were filled this city to end the episode. So, what did I think of this episode? It was okay. We'll never see Cyrus Vance or his girlfriend, or wife. We haven't found out if they're actually an item or not. Well, but by the way, we'll never see him again, so who cares? But Big Careful Quinn, this will start Laurel's long line of kidnapping stories. Because guess what? This show loves to kidnap Laurel Land. She's like Mary Jane of this show because she's always getting kidnapped by a respective villain of the hoods. Yeah, so I enjoyed this one. I would say it's okay. I love the ending where Oliver busted on his mom saying, "Are you ready to pay for what you've done?" And that's just great. So anyway, I'll see you next time for some more. So anyway, I'll see you next time for some more Arrow.